Tahiti is so much more than overpriced, overwater bungalows and cruise ships. Expand your experience and take a road trip into the unknown. I did, and it was the trip of a lifetime. After spending a few days working in Papeete, we booked a last-minute accommodation on the other end of the island, rented a car, and hit the road.
Have a lot of stuff planned. We're going to be renting a car, taking a road trip around the island.
Route 1 encircles the entirety of the island, where you can easily access some of the best things to do in Tahiti. The island's circumference is only about 72 miles, so about 6 hours of total driving time. However, I recommend taking a few days for the trip to allow plenty of roadside stops along the scenic one-lane highway. If you're strapped for time, the stops mentioned here are a quick ride away from Papeete, so you can be done in an afternoon. Renting a car in Tahiti is simple and convenient. We picked up a car in downtown and then drove it around the island, dropping it off at the airport right before our flight. Definitely be familiar with a manual, as automatics can be hard and expensive to come by. Driving in Tahiti is actually quite easy. For all you Americans and continental Europeans, rest easy because Tahitians drive on the right side of the road. Although car rentals can be pricey, they provide greater access to the island and all of the incredible free locations along the main road. It also gives you the freedom to stop where you want and not be on some tour guide's time schedule.
So road tripping around the island is super fun. The roads are really clean and nice. Not expecting that. There are a lot of dogs to watch out for, but tons of great views of beaches, the mountains on the side. It's overall a pleasant experience.
Our first stop, Pointe Vénus, a lush green peninsula jetting out into the Pacific, surrounded by beautiful black sand beaches. The pale white lighthouse ascends out of the lush landscape, towering over the crashing waves below. There's a beautiful park area and boardwalk so you can meander around and watch the surfers catching waves in the distance. Then we checked out a few beaches along the rougher coasts of Mahina, famous for the volcanic black sand and excellent surfing. The rocky coastline is truly unique to the volcanic hotbed of the South Pacific. Just remember that the black sand gets quite hot in the heat of the sun, so don't forget your flip-flops. The beaches here are more exposed to the ocean compared to the other beaches around the island, sheltered by coral lagoons. The impressive breaks attract tons of surfers and boogie boarders. Just a bit further down the highway is another quick pull-off that leads to the Arahoho Blowhole. While the parking lot is small, it's clean and inviting with public restrooms, making it a must-stop on this itinerary. There is a paved walkway along the waterfront to allow for easy access to the blowhole for families or people with mobility issues. The main attraction is the violent force of the water on the rocks that carved out a boisterous and loud blowhole, where water rushes through with a geyser-like force.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, that's it.
The water is beautiful. Like, look at the color of it.
Very clean and clear.
However, watching the surfers is just as entertaining. A few kilometers south is one of the most scenic waterfalls in Tahiti. It is a gorgeous drive down a backcountry road to the falls. You'll pass tons of houses on stilts and local kids riding their bikes amidst the backdrop of Jurassic mountains and steep valleys. Legend has it these waterfalls were created when the wizard of this valley saved a beautiful princess from her father's persecution. In 3 separate falls, water cascades from the perilous mountains into Tahiti's interior before the river washes it out to sea. There's a short walk to the first waterfall. The path has just a slight incline and is pretty well maintained, so it's great for families. The last 2 falls, however, require a bit of a harder trek through the jungle. It's about a 10-minute hike to the second bridge, suspended in the greenery of the forest. Another 10 minutes on a steeper trail leads you to the last 2 waterfalls. Both are clearly visible from the viewpoint carved out of the jungle's tangled mass. The colossal falls vibrate through the dense tropical air, offering a welcome cool breeze. So we had a few other stops planned, but as will often happen in Tahiti, the weather turned. As we made our way back to Route 1, we saw dark rain clouds on the horizon. With limited daylight and more road to cover before reaching our Airbnb, we decided to skip some of the other waterfalls on this section. However, I link everything in my blog that's listed down below, so make sure to check it out so you can see all of the amazing stops. Just as the storm hit, we arrived in Tahiti Travel, the last larger town before embarking into the more remote area of Tahiti Iti. It sits on the isthmus that connects the larger island of Tahiti Nui to the smaller Tahiti Iti. We got some supplies at the U Express before heading to our Airbnb, where the storm eventually moved on. As the clouds rolled onwards, we witnessed one of the most breathtaking sunsets of the trip. Vibrant pink and purple skies lit up behind the dense gray clouds. The light bounced off the water, shimmering in iridescent glory. Then I saw a shark, but that's for the next adventure. This is just my first episode on my Tahiti road trip, so make sure you stay tuned for more. Please subscribe because it really helps with the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye!